hijinks again, and today it snowed. A lot, kind of a lot. About 10 inches, which is moderate. Yeah. Snow annoys me. Not the snow itself, per se, but the reaction of people to snow. You would think by now most of us have lived in Wisconsin for most of our lives, or at least a few years. You'd think when it snowed we would say, oh, it snowed today, and just move on, but no. For some reason we have this insatiable need to make a huge deal out of it. At least our local news media does. And I'm not kidding when I say this. They had 3 hours of non-stop news coverage today on the local stations of the fact that it snowed in Wisconsin in January. And I found it absolutely ridiculous. Not that there was really anything I wanted to watch on TV, but as just the sheer inanity of standing around, having news reporters waste their time standing on a street corner, watching snowflakes fall, and we have to talk about this for 3 hours because it's absolutely never, ever happened before. Oh, what are you gonna do? And really, the snow itself doesn't annoy me so much. Driving in it tends to be a little bit of a hassle. Luckily for me, I don't get out of work until about 11 o'clock at night. So, I drive home. I live about 15-20 miles outside the city of Milwaukee. I commute every day to school, and then I work not too far away from there, and then I just commute home at night. It actually saves me money in the long run, because I don't have to pay, room and board, tuition on campus or anything like that. But I drive home on the freeways at night, and snow driving, not the easiest thing in the world, but not nearly as difficult as it's maybe made out to be. I guess the trick is just don't make any sudden moves, which is always a pretty good philosophy to follow when you're driving, but in snow it's particularly important because you don't want to run head first into the median or anything like that. Donuts at 65 miles per hour are nowhere near as much fun as doing donuts at 15 or so. Why is that so bad? People overreact a little bit. I hate when people are driving 20 miles per hour on the freeway in a snowstorm when the freeway has been completely plowed. You can see the lines of the lanes and asphalt, and there's no ice. It's a little too warm out right now for actual ice. It's about 30 degrees or so just below freezing. And the roads really weren't that bad. But no, it's snowing outside, so we have to drive at 15 miles per hour in the left lane. Oh, people. At least when it's snowing out like this and you're driving home late at night, you don't have to worry so much about white-tailed deer, which are 500-pound killing machines. I'm not even kidding you. I once saw a white-tailed deer get run over by a silver Toyota Corolla, and it rolled a couple of times, got up, and ran off like absolutely nothing had happened. it's time to take a pet in to be euthanized if they don't enjoy being alive anymore. That's when I take them in, but Crackle was still having a really good time being cuddled and held. I think he enjoyed the attention he was getting. And it was a couple of days ago, he just sort of started to shut down. He just sort of slipped away, so... But as he was going out, I got to kiss him on the head and told him he was a good rat, and I guess he's better for it, but I still miss the little guy. I miss his brothers too, but they've been gone quite a bit longer than he has. I guess I still have 6 others to keep me company, but, you know, a pet is a pet, I suppose. Should wrap this up with something a little more positive. How about I read something for you in Latin? This is a poem by Catullus. It's a second poem. I think it's usually listed as Passer deliciae meae puellae, qui cum lura, quem in si